financial year ended 2025. Revenue increased on 13% compounded basis over the 3 years. GP grew steadily from 17 million to 25 million with a stable margin or at the 20s. Nevertheless, I would like to highlight that SRKK had a higher growth in 2024 to 2025 year-on-year basis. Revenue grew at 80%, reached to 112 million. To provide a clearer picture of our business performance, we have also looked at the adjusted PATAMI, which exclude one-off item expenses such as purchase gain in FYE 2022 and also the listing-related expenses incurred in FYE 2023 to FYE 2025. Based on the adjusted PATAMI, our profit has grown from compounded average at 17% per year over the past 3 years, which is even faster than our revenue CAGR. In FYE 2025 alone, adjusted PATAMI increased by 27% compounded to the previous year. This is reflecting that SRKK at Berhad have a strength on our business and also improving in our profitabilities. Overall, FYE 2025 was a record year for SRKK AI Berhad, with both revenue and profit reaching the new heights. Next, we move to the revenue segments. Our revenue base is well balanced in FYE 2025. 53% of our revenue segments are recurring, which are from cloud solution, IP managed services, data analytics, and also the rental IP hardware and software. 47% from the non-recurring segments, which is IT consulting project and implementation services, and also the IP sales of hardware and software. This balance gives us both earning stability and also the upside potential. Recurring services provide the visibility while the project implementation and services for our future managed contracts. Move on to our GP segments. Our GP segments are also showing the clear uptrend in the GP contributions. At present, our biggest GP contributor today are IT consulting and project implementation services and cloud solution services, which is our recurring income. These are our key strength and also our competitive advantage. Overall, GP margin and GP profit remain very strong. Is supported by our high margin IT consultation project services, which continue to be a key GP contributor. While some segments such as cloud services at a lower margin, but it plays a very strategic role in our generating in our recurring income, and also for the customer stickiness and also the cross-selling opportunities. I'd like to highlight that in FYE 2025. Cloud service GP margin bounced back to 15%, showing the positive improvement of the business. Go on to our expansion regional footprint. Malaysia is still our core market, and since 2011, SRKK established our presence and customer traction in Singapore. As a result, revenue for Singapore has grown steadily, contributing about 21% of our FYE 2025 group revenue. This regional strategy allows us to replicate a proven operating model across a higher growth Asian market, while also leveraging the existing relationship with the global technology principles. We are taking our regional expansion with prudence. Our CSO Alex Lam will tell you more afterwards. But the main idea is that we intend the most of our delivery to be out of Malaysia, and this is the very low-risk strategy and so low-cost expansion models. Go on to this balance sheet. Our growth has been supported by a very strong balance sheet and big balance sheet. We maintain a very healthy balance between the prudent level of liabilities and borrowings. This financial strength gives us the facility to invest in growth initiatives without overstretching our leverage. In our SRKK, we operate a self-fund structure business model. which the cash is generally collected ahead of supplier payments. Our credit terms are based on a case-by-case basis, and supplier credit typically between 30 to 90 days, and this is used to optimize our working capitals. In addition, our sale for IT, software, and hardware require a very minimal inventory holding. This is further strengthening our cash flow efficiencies. In the stability on the liquidity and leverage is key to our financial philosophy. Our current ratio has remained in a narrow range from FYE 2022 to FYE 2024, and with an improvement to 1.32 times in financial year ended 2025. At the same time, we have been systematically deleveraging. Gearing has declined sharply in 2023 and remained conservative in FYE 2025, driven primarily by strengthening equity from sustained profitability. This positions SRKK to well fund growth while also maintain a conservative SRKK risk profile. Through this financial performance, our board of
for what we will do with the funds, and I'm proud to say that pretty much 100% of everything we are raising is going towards growth. We are not spending it on a shiny new HQ or initiatives like that. Okay? So the first pillar that we're looking at is the AI Labs and AI Academy. I think a lot of people in the enterprise space especially, they want to go all in with AI, but they are not very sure where to start. I mean, among the people at home or small businesses, they can subscribe for ChatGPT or other AI tools. But at the enterprise space, to really move the needle and to make a difference, you need to have someone guide you through in a sustainable way. So what we are doing is we're setting up an AI labs where we can bring in our potential customers, and we work with you to envision what the state of AI use would be like within your organization. From then on, we also allow you to test out certain use cases to build a prototype at a lower cost rather than embarking into a huge AI project that could potentially fail. So at least we have a lower testing point for your AI use cases. The other area that a lot of people find difficulty with is the ability to really adopt the use of AI within an organization. A company could spend a lot of money on AI projects and initiatives, but if the people are not really using it and not maximizing its use, it also fails. So the honest statistics are that a lot of AI projects fail, and we do not want to be part of that 85% failure for AI projects, but rather we want to help companies to envision right, to deploy right, and also to make sure that everybody uses the AI technologies in the right way. So moving on, we are looking at hiring quite a number of people to support these initiatives, and by month 12, we would be pretty much in full operations for the AI Labs and AI Academy. The second pillar, I think Lipsin has already touched on, from a network operations center, we want to be able to manage security for companies. Underpinning a lot of AI initiatives, you do need to have security, and we hear so often in the news so many issues with security. So as a result, we want to make sure that we secure the client environments and not just deploy AI. This allows us to move into other industries like banking and insurance, manufacturing, healthcare, and also government agencies, because security is at an even higher importance level for them. So this one will take around maybe 18 months for us to fully commence operations for the SOC. The third pillar is where we want to own our own AI and BI solutions. I think a lot of people have been asking us, how do we increase our GP margins over time? Even if we sell more of what we do, increase our revenues, our GP margins may not improve if we don't do something different. So what we are doing is, instead of customizing solutions for customers, we want to develop solutions like a SaaS platform where we can build once and deploy many times and just configure it for customers. This allows us to have lesser staff to support all these SaaS solutions, and as a result, from building once and deploying many times, it will increase our GP margins as well. Just a point to note, we are doing so much AI, and thankfully Bursa has just recognized us a couple of days ago by giving us the short code of SRKK AI as well. And I think we are potentially the first company that is going for listing with an AI short code as well. Okay, so what else are we doing under the AI banner? So we are raising funds to build two main solutions. The first is a cloud-based supply chain and forecasting system where we help our customers to be able to, I suppose, visualize the entire supply chain. Everything from the inventory management to even the logistics, the operations, production, and so on. So it is a very complex system, and we are able to break it down by using AI to be able to forecast at each stage of the supply chain what you actually need, and to optimize that so there are a lot of cost savings. The second thing that we wanted to build is an ESG platform. As we know, there is a push towards measuring ESG and reporting on it, and the truth is we've been talking to many people and it is a real pain. Many people wish they didn't have to deal with it because there's so much data. Even banks that we've talked to, they have got numerous spreadsheets just to manage all the ESG data, to measure the scope 1, 2, 3, and so on. So what we want to do is we want to help customers to centralize all of their data on a certain platform. And they could have sensors where we ingest all the data, and then we are able to provide them dashboards in near real time. We are able to also provide them with reports, and we can also link various stakeholders. It could be like banks, or it could be reporting agencies. The dream is to have Bursa on the platform one day, so that all of that is simplified and they can really just manage the ESG component very easily, and they can not have to worry about that and just focus on their business. The fourth pillar is we are wanting to expand geographically, and we're going to go into Indonesia first. We have had great success with going into Singapore. When we first moved into Singapore, we didn't really have any connections, but through Microsoft and really delivering great solutions from Malaysia, we were able to penetrate into Singapore, and that has been a substantial market for us. So we want to replicate this into Indonesia. So we have already done a little bit of groundwork there, and we really want to go deep there. So in the 3 phases that we have, we're going to incorporate office, incorporate the company, look for an office space, and commence operations, all within 6 months. Existing issue share capital, and we've got 64 million new shares that will be issued, which results in a large issued share capital of 284 million, which I also won't go into in the interest of time. A lot of companies don't know where to start. They've already started, and we are not stopping. We've got a great execution team, and we already have a lot of clientele. I think you've seen illustrated, we had more than 1,600 customers last year. Our business model obviously works. We have scalable margin, and more than 50% of our revenue is recurring. We intend to bring that up to 70% in the days to come. And we definitely have a lot of principals who support us with all their solutions and products. And finally, I think from the first slide that Nitin illustrated, just in ASEAN alone, the whole market is growing significantly.
No single customer contribute more than 10% of our total revenue during the financial year. And actually, that has been our deliberate choice to not rely on one customers. So over the years, we have built a very strong relationship with all our customers, and that's a testament. The result is the testament of our hard work, of our expertise. But our job is really to help them in different areas of the technology requirement.
Consideration for our operation and capex requirements, this reflect our
SRKK started with a single mission: to empower businesses with advanced technologies designed to catalyze productivity, drive innovation, and accelerate growth. We become the trusted partner for businesses to kickstart their new beginning and reach their highest potential. Our journey since the late 1990s underscore this very commitment. We count it a privilege to be trusted by an increasing base of repeat clients year after year to guide, build, and strengthen their digital transformation journey. And this is just the beginning.
We are proud that SRKK is an AI-first digital transformation solutions enabler. We strongly believe in AI be a hit. With solutions spanning the entire business life cycle, SRKK is well positioned to empower customers at every step of their growth journey.
In over 2 decades, SRKK has built a strong track record in delivering solutions that help businesses leverage AI for data-driven decisioning, increase productivity in a superior security environment, and enhance scalability for sustainable growth. For this reason, we have developed deep expertise across 4 core areas: IT consultation and project implementation, cloud services, IT managed services, and data analytics and business intelligence. These are supported by sale and rental of IT hardware and software to be an end-to-end solution to our customers. Powered by our AI-first mindset, we embed intelligence into everyday processes, delivering smarter, faster, and more consistent outcomes. At SRKK, we believe that technology should be meaningful, creating the right foundation for new beginnings.
Our growth is made possible by strong partnerships with global technology leaders. These include top-tier international brands, including Microsoft, HP, Dell, Sen.Reap, Hello IPSM, Ninja One, and many more. And true to our AI-first philosophy, SRKK is also recognized as the first Malaysian provider to complete all pillars of key technical competency under the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program. This is a testament to our capabilities and execution excellence.
Above all, SRKK stands for our core value: satisfaction guaranteed, reliable, knowledgeable, and kind-hearted. This value not only drives consistent performance, but also earns us recognition from our partners and industry leaders.
Even as we honor our illustrious past, we believe that SRKK's greater potential lies in the future. We are strengthening our AI-first strategy through new initiatives: AI Lab, AI Academy, and AI-centric services. We are developing in-house AI-enabled IPs to address real business challenges for the wider enterprise audience. And with a strong foundation in Malaysia and in Singapore, we are ready to expand further across ASEAN. We at SRKK are poised to embark on our next phase, and we are confident that the best years are ahead of us. We invite you to be part of our exciting journey.
Together, let's be AI, be ahead. Join us in our new beginning.
Good morning, I'm Thomas from Malaysia News Channel. My first question is, Microsoft has a handful of vendors and SRKK is one of them. How does SRKK differentiate itself from the other handful vendors?
Okay, maybe I take this one. Yes. Thanks, Thomas, for the question. Yeah, I think you're right. Microsoft does have quite a number of partners and system integrators. But one of the main things that does differentiate us, if you saw this now from the presentation, is the fact that we are specialists at 6 different areas. So we cover the life cycle of IT, and that is a game changer, because Microsoft brings us a lot of opportunities, because they can see that we can lead their customers from one area to another area to another area, as opposed to maybe a specialist only in one area. So we have worked very hard. One of our core values is knowledgeable. So we make sure our team, they get certified and accredited for all of these technologies, so that we can qualify to be on the Microsoft's panel to cover all of these specializations. So that differentiates us from the rest.
I think the other thing about how we differentiate ourselves from others player is, I guess, at the first point, I think the market is huge, and there's work for everybody to do. But I think our real USP is we are able to, not just on the technology piece that we can do all the 6 technology area, but we actually lead the client from the beginning to the end. So we start with the AI lab with envisioning. So we sort of work with the top management of our clients to envision how AI will help in the in the company, and then we will then work with them a list of what potential AI apps or initiative they need to have in order to be successful in this AI journey. So with this list, then our team will help to take some of this low-hanging fruit and develop the application or implement whatever solution that is off the shelf. With that, our guys will go develop and or implement, and after which we can then train their people. So we actually do from envisioning all the way to training adoption. So we basically, are besides able to do all the technologies that we actually do from the envisioning to training. So I think that is how we really differentiate ourselves from many of the very established players.
And I understand that you plan to have your own IP software. Any specific AI areas that you wish to concentrate, like for example NLP, machine language, analytic, predictive?
I think you see, well, because our core business has always been building customized apps for our clients. We started long time with workflow automation, then robotic process automation, and when AI come along, we are able to embed some intelligence in the RPA, robotic process, and then make some kind of agents, agentic AI. So this has always been, what we are able to do, and because of the constant communication with our clients and always been building, especially through the envisioning session, we're able to see, the different needs in the industry. So that gives us an insight of what really the industry needs, and then we see that if there is a gap that we can come in to fill that is needed by many people, that's something that we will then productize it. That means we first, customer pay us to develop and customize solution, and then if there is more than one or a few, and we see that the demand is good, we then try to productize it. And so that is actually our motion of building an IP for ourselves. So in the past couple of years, we see that the ESG is something very in demand, and that is not a very what do you call that? The gap is not very well addressed. So we think that maybe that's something that we can turn our bespoke solution into a sort of an IP, and then can sell many times. So the other thing that we see very often, very frequent, is through the engagement with some
this food and beverages this chain store. So this customer of ours has 300 stores, and they see that they have hard time predicting how much inventory they should keep, so that if they produce too much of inventory and if you don't sell, it's wasted. If don't have enough, then people you lose business. So we see that this is very common among many of these industry players. So we thought, and what we heard is that some of them actually, like one of I think international food chain chicken company, they spend like millions into buying system like this. So we thought, wow, this is a good gap that we can go fill. And so because we have done some bespoke solution for our clients, we basically productize it. So I think by productizing some of these things that we have developed customly for our clients, I think it helps us as a vendor, and it also help our client. How it helps us, because we develop one time, we sell many times. So it will help us in our bottom line, because the project really is quite tiring. Every time you finish a project, you got to go look for another one and sell some more. But productize it, we can. And to the clients, they can get the technology up and running in a very short time, rather than waiting for us to develop. It may take months or years. So rather than waiting a long time, we are able to give them the technology in a very short time. So, and because it's do one time, sell many times, so we can bring down the price. So in a way, it is a win-win kind of arrangement. So that's how we are doing. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chia is from Sinju. Okay, in the prospectus, the company mentions the part of the IPO process we're using set up office in Jakarta, Indonesia. So do you already have a potential customer in Indonesia? And when do you expect they will start to contribute the revenues from Indonesia? Thank you.
Yeah, so Indonesia, so we have been so as I was sharing just now, Microsoft these days, they do not manage a partner country by country. They are actually encouraging the partner, because they manage very few partners. So they are encouraging the partner to grow. So the better the partner like us grow, the better they are. So because we are in a way regional SI, so we have presence now in Malaysia and Singapore. And when we tell them that we want to go Indonesia, they actually help us to open the doors. So because of that, we were actually able to do some POC. That means proof of concept, especially for the data and AI practice. Because we see that, and that's what also Microsoft is telling us, that in Indonesia, many of the other practice are quite saturated, so-called. But the data and AI is something they still do not have good player in the market. So through the last few months, actually, because of Microsoft helping us to open door, we actually have already done 4 POC, and these are all paid POC. So in a way, our people go there to do POC, and I think most of them are paid by Microsoft. So Microsoft pay us to do POC, and so it is our job now to really to convert this POC into real projects. So that's the reason why we wanted to have some fund to raise from the IPO to really hit the ground well, and then hire some good experts and go and close the loop. Yeah, I hope I answered the question.
Thank you. POC is a proof of concept. Yeah.
So when expects the revenue to start to contribute revenues?
I think if I look at our Singapore experience, it does take some time. So it's our Singapore experience tells us that we should be patient for about 3 years to basically recover from whatever invested.
during that 3-year gestation period. Yeah, because we need to build confidence and build partnership and whatnot. But the good thing is we have been doing that in the last 12 months, and Microsoft is very much in our favor to help us. So hopefully, we can hasten the process. Yeah, better than what we have done in Singapore. Hopefully.
Hello, Dina from BFM. So, are there any other ASEAN countries or other regions you are targeting to expand to? And the second question is, how will your new Security Operations Center strengthen your value proposition to existing customers? Thank you. Can I please remind you that TA is in the house, okay? Don't get in trouble.
Oh, okay. Cannot say what is not in the prospectus. That's why I was told. Is that right? Okay. So I guess, I used to work for MNC. So from day one I started this business, I wanted to be an MNC myself. But being a very conservative guy, I always take a step at a time. So at least now, after having some success in Singapore, we thought the next good destination is Jakarta, because I used to work in Jakarta some months, and I sort of understand the culture a little bit there. So I think our focus now is really Indonesia, Jakarta. Okay, other place, I think as we go along, as we build confidence, definitely we will see, but we are not in a hurry in any way to sort of expand too fast, because maybe that's really my nature, to take one thing at a time. But SOC, I think the SOC has been SOC. So we are providing service like this, security monitoring and things like that. But we are relying on a third-party SOC. We work with one US SOC and one Malaysian local SOC, and our customer is telling us that, hey, can you do it directly? Because I don't know who is the other, your outsourced party. So it's actually through the request by our customer that we thought this would be a good investment. Yeah. So it is not something that totally new that we are doing, but it is something that our customer requests and we thought is good. So being a very conservative. I never see myself as a businessman, but I thought being a very conservative engineer, that's how we do. We always take step at a time, but we have a bold vision. We wanted to, conquer the world, but we want to take a step at a time.
There's a question over here.
Yeah.
Hi, Lydia from The Star. Just curious, what's your market share at the moment, and what are you wanting it to be, say, in the next couple of years?
I don't know the market share, but I know the opportunity is huge. From what we understand from the analysts is that the ASEAN digital economy is worth $2 trillion. I think we are still very small. Even in Malaysia, I think we are still very small. I think the potential is huge, and this is a very fast-growing industry. I see that there's so much for us to do. I think with the fund that we raised, if we can hire a few more experts, I believe it will help us in a great deal in growing a lot faster than what we used to do. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Ace from Big Tomato Media. Just want to know that because you are spending quite a big portions of the raised fund on AI Academy, so could you elaborate? Is this going to be a big part of your business? You're bringing the business leaders to study AI, or how's the business plan like?
I think it's AI and AI lab and
Labs
AI,
and
AI labs and AI Academy. So AI Academy is actually a very light investment, but the lab is quite different. So we are hoping to hire some expert that can facilitate. Well, we are doing it actually currently, but I think we do not have the skill yet. And on top of that, we hope to equip ourselves with more AI equipment, be it digital AI or physical AI. So we are hoping that we can equip our AI lab with both physical and virtual, so that the workshop that we conduct, our client can see for themselves how it actually works. And that's the reason why it is a much higher investment. Yeah.
I have a second question. just now all the concepts that you presented on stage, all the AI agents you're going to create for the sales, etc. They are concepts or they are already productized and that Microsoft has already sold it or what?
I think all these are ready technology. It can be used right and then.
So it's ready. That means the business can just contact you or contact Microsoft and say, I want the AI agent.
Yeah. So if client contact Microsoft, chances are Microsoft will direct to us, and there's something good about working with Microsoft. Yeah.
Which means they don't have to wait 3 years.
They don't.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. In the interest of time, perhaps we'll take one final question. Let's not leave your, okay, sorry, because, yeah, let's leave folks who have not answered.
Hi, sorry, Hana from Rita Haran. Just asking, with more companies entering the AI space in the future, maybe you can share how does SRKK AI manage the increasing competitive pressures maybe in the future?
I think I like more people entering AI. No? The reason is because, I think the market is huge and everybody needs some kind of AI. So the more players, to me, the merrier, because then there are more people who sing the same tune and everybody find that that's what they need, and I think the market will be expanded in a way. What can we do ourselves? I think we have to just continue to be on top of the game. We just have to make sure we are always on top of the technology trend. And so hopefully with all these things that we already have, plus what we're going to do, we will be winning the competition. But I mean IT has always been very competitive in all 30 years of our operation, and I always like competition because really is the more people do, the better it will be, because then everybody think that they need, and that's how the market will be created, and that we will take a piece of it. I will answer the question.
So in other words, you want everybody, not just SRKK, everyone, the AI be ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just that I think during the prospector launching, right, as I mentioned, Microsoft Malaysia is going to pump in the 2.2 billion into the AI segment specifically for the Malaysian market. And we think 2.2 billion for the Malaysian market is huge. Yeah.
By the way, the 2.2B is 2.2B USD, yeah? It's not ringgit, 2.2 billion USD. This is public knowledge.
I think this is very key. I forgot about this, but yeah. I think 2.2 billion Microsoft investing in Malaysia because they see huge potential. And as it is now, we are seeing, people who don't normally can go to cloud, can rely on this cloud AI and whatnot. They can because of the data residency. So now, after the completion of this construction phase, it is now our show ready. It is now show for SRKK, because we are the guy, the consultant that helps all these users to move from legacy to a new AI future. So really, I think the time ahead is really, to me, very exciting. There's abundance of opportunity. 2.2 billion times 4 point something is 9 billion. I believe if Microsoft is investing 9 billion, I'm sure they will expect a lot more. And the research shows that when people spend 1 ringgit on Microsoft or $1 on Microsoft technologies, the partner attached value add is about $8. So it's 8 times. So to me, opportunities is tremendous, and it's for us to really capture. And Indonesia is also another country that Microsoft is investing very heavily. I think they're investing about, if I'm not mistaken, about 2 billion or so in Jakarta. So these are the marketplace that we thought there will be huge opportunity for us. Yeah.